Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're on r/Simracingstewards. We're going to review some crashes on sim races and make some judgments, see who's being an idiot in online races. So let's head straight into it. So first up we have, do I have any fault here? Got penalised for not avoiding a crash. And they're the POV. Currently we don't have a POV view, so hopefully that will change. It's a little dink there into turn 1 at Austria. So I think we can get the we're gonna get the POV view here now. So with the car on the left hand side, coming in, seems to have left enough room and just get hit on the inside there. So personally I'd say it's the green car on the outside here. Slowly roll that through. Sorry, is just not gonna make the corner. So it cuts the corner quite heavily. Obviously that you can see there's room between them here as well. And he's just too fast, goes through, and he's not going to make the corner. So POV person gonna say we're fine here is the guy on the inside. You shouldn't have got penalised for that one. So let's move on to the next one. We have racing incident or not enough room. The Ferrari going into the bus stop at Daytona. Ferrari's on the inside here, and I think that's pretty obvious that the car on the outside did not leave enough room whatsoever. As you'll see here, the Ferrari will actually go all the way across the curb and still gets hit by the car on the outside. So I think we can safely say here that the Ferrari is safe. Not a great corner to go side by side in though. See, there's not enough room. That first person's really got to take a wide line and slow down. So it's probably one of these cases where as a sim racer, you got to think long term, and it's not a great place to try and overtake anyway. So maybe it's just better to back out of the corner and just save yourself for another time. Because what's going to happen is what happened here is that even though you're the one being turned into, sorry, if we go right back to the start, even though you're the one on the inside here who's being hit, you end up just, your race is now ruined because you're gone off to the side. Where if you just back out there, wait a couple of turns, get in behind again, you probably have a better chance of actually making it through the race. So not your fault, but sometimes it's not about who's right and wrong in these situations. You've got to think about staying in the race. Incident or my fault. I don't know if I braked too early. They're the green car. Okay, so take a look here. Green car here. Looks like round Monza, I think. Yeah, Assetto Corsa. Rammed into the back and then through and wide. In most cases, it is the car behind the fault. Like, don't. Yeah, going into the corner. Yeah, that's definitely looking like yellow's fault here. Past the 100 board on the left-hand side, if you notice that, and it's just straight into the back of the green car. It's very much, in these situations, on the car behind. Don't hit what's in front of you. You can see it, and you're going into a corner, so you know they're going to slow down in some capacity. It's not a flat-out corner. So, for me, yellow car there, you've just got to be more aware. Know that the car in front is going to slow down. You're not going to be overtaken through this section anyway of the circuit, so you've just got to really sit behind and just be aware of what's going on and wait for the long straight where you can then get past. Definitely yellow's fault here. We'll just check through the end of this, just get another view here. So again, you can see nicely behind, closing in, and yeah, it just doesn't slow down for the corner. Maybe the green slowed down a bit too much. They might be a bit newer. It doesn't say, we don't know. But as the car behind, you've got to, you don't hit what you can see. You've just got to be aware that someone's going to be slowing down in front of you and just take extra precautions and go for the better exit 2 corners later when you got the straight. One for this one. This happened in a league race on the last lap. They've put their opinion in the comments, but we'll just see here before reading their opinion. So at Spa here, last lap, coming into the last fast section, we're into what was the bus stop chicane. I'm assuming is where the move's going to go. You've got 2 people battling already, slightly side by side into the corner, and the Ferrari's coming from quite a long way back, and yeah, just shoves it up the inside there. Thankfully, doesn't gain a place from this, so doesn't actually gain anything at all. With it being the last lap, it's the end of the race, but it's definitely on the POV car's fault. Definitely their fault here, as we'll just run it back. As you come through this section here, they're so far back from these two fighting here that it's a really big late lunge to get just in the backside of that car there. So they're not expecting to be there, and he's just shoved it up the inside of the corner where there's not going to be enough room from behind. So it's definitely POV's fault there. Nice easy one for us. racing. Is there anything I could have done different late break into the corkscrew at Laguna Seca? Coming up the hill here, it's a much slower car in front that's just been overtaken, but quite far back as we keep heading up the hill. So let's have a look how this goes. Moves to the right hand side. And yeah, that slower car just seemed to be driving to me as if no one else is around. We'll just come back here. So he comes alongside. At this point, this car on the left here should have seen that there was a car coming up in the mirrors, being aware. So should be fully aware there's a car, especially now anyway. As they start to move, this car is in front of them. So even, I believe, if you're viewing inside the car, if that's how they're driving, you should still easily, at this point, be able to see the front of this car to your right hand side. So nice simple one. This car on the left hand side, the black one here with the red wheels, is just cutting across, trying to get a nice line into the corkscrew, but has just completely ignored this car on its outside and has taken him out. So that would definitely be apparently there, and is the fault of that car. 5 car crash. Don't know what a car crash is, we'll see. Who's at fault? The person posting is the golden Lambo, so that'll be the right one up here. I tried to give the black Lambo left here space, but he also slowed down. Black Lambo says we won't do that, but I'm sure you get what that means. Person asking is the gold Lambo here into a Rouge. So already we're going side by side into a Rouge here. Not a great thing to do, not an easy thing to pull off. So we already know what's probably going to go wrong here. The black car is taking a lot of curb, nothing wrong with that. It's a line that a lot of people take, and it's clearly quicker. We go up the hill. Gold Lambo is then on the inside for the right-hander who's come up to Radion, and you see the black car's just come straight across there and has been taken out, and then has taken out several cars behind as well. Another angle here, as you can see, the black car quite clearly, as we come up the hill, let's just get back on this hill view. As we come up here, is just angling straight for this corner. They've not completed the move properly. So that's the main issue here, is that the black car obviously thinks they've got past the gold Lambo here. So he's trying to take the right-hander as if no one's there. And as you see, we'll just come straight across and take the car out. And then behind is just unfortunate. Well, this is a completely separate incident behind here. That's not even to do with these two cars. If you look, the yellow car, then as we come up the hill, is just running straight into the back, probably because the car in front slowed down, seeing the incident. So partially to do with this incident, but not fully, I think. Although it does hits the back of, because of the stutter you can't really see, but hits the back of the golden Lambo, slows down. So it is to do with that. But from the main thing, the main incident, definitely on the black car there, just hasn't completed the move fully as he goes up the hill. Thinks he's there, but doesn't, tags the front of the car, spins out. Black car's fault all day for me there. It's my fault. The POV is in the McLaren. So we're on board with the BMW, POV in the right hand side here. You get Monza coming down into a Scari, and the McLaren has what appears to just cut across the front of the BMW. We'll run it back there a bit, just so we'd have another look at this. But yeah, as you can see here, when the McLaren's come across, there just isn't enough room for the BMW. The BMW's held his line completely, taken the inside as it should. There, run it back, if we can get it back to a bit further than that. Side by side, every BMW has every right to be there. Not completed a move down the straight, and probably just needs to give a bit more room. He just is angling straight across the front of the BMW here, but isn't fully past. So definitely got to go with McLaren's fault here. But again, it's not a great chicane to try and overtake in. So it's probably another one of those where ideally you want to back out just to save yourself for the rest of the race. You've got another straight down here. You've got the long straight. So even if you end up being behind, you'll probably have slipstream into the straights anyway, so be able to make a move. But it's not a great place to go side by side in. Very difficult to do. The black car have backed out here, or were they entitled to space? So we'll take a look here at Spa again. We come to the end. 4 cars got into this nicely together, not nicely apart, And then the red car and black car have come together in the second part of the chicane. Got a onboard here, so that's quite helpful. Multiple views, very good thing on this subreddit. Please, people, wherever you can, multiple views. Yep, the inside there. I can't. So first impression for me is that there's not much else the black car could have done. Like, yeah, the red gets ahead there, but when you're going into that, they're behind the back wheels. Especially, so this view really helps. Got to go a bit further back. But as you get to this second part, the black car is clearly still alongside the red and white Marlboro sponsored car on the left here. So the red, and then as you see, the red will just come across and is not leaving any room for the black car at all, taking it as if there's no one there and going to be as tight on that corner at all. The red car should be coming out here, leaving more space as there's room on the track for both of them. The only thing, if we're going to head back, so I can just to remind myself, is, yeah, the black car was already in front coming into this corner, so it's the red car making the overtake. The only thing I had forgotten about and was questioning, was it the black car coming in to try and make the overtaking move, in which case might have been an issue. But as you see from the start of the video here, the black car is the one in front, the red is the one looking to make the move. So this is just a case of the red car on the inside here, up the inside, great move, but then doesn't complete the move fully, comes across the black car, doesn't leave enough room. So red car at fault there. Formula 1 again with this next one. I got kicked for this incident. Was I the Red Bull at fault? Sorry for the POV. This was from the highlights. So look, we're looking at the Red Bull here on the left hand side at Bahrain. Round the outside. Oh, and the McLaren has just cut straight through the corner. Yeah, that's a weird. So I'm not quite sure what's happened to the Haas and the McLaren on this left hand side here, because no one's on the track. Only the Red Bull is. It comes round. And then, yeah, the McLaren's just cut straight through the corner. I'm assuming the Haas has done the same thing, but obviously not causing an incident. Yeah, the Haas is straight over the corner as well, even worse. And as the McLaren rejoins, going straight into the side of the Red Bull. So that is very clearly the McLaren's fault all day long there. The Red Bull driver got kicked for this incident. I'm not quite sure who was stewarding that race, but they were definitely in the wrong there, because you were the only one on track, which is quite a big indicator that you probably weren't at fault. Probably best for you to not be in that league anymore, if that's the case. Fault or racing incident on Assetto Corsa. Coming down into Ascari again, side by side, car on the inside, gets ahead, takes a lot of curb, and then off the track, back in, bit of bounce around, and then just cuts through that second part of the corner. So I think, again, this one might be fairly easy, as it's a car who's gone off track. So the white and red and green car here on the left hand side that you see on the inside gets ahead, nice move for a start, but then turns in far too early. It's going to go straight through this curb here and straight over, so it's never going to make the corner, even if it wasn't for these sausage curbs here bouncing up into the air. So go straight through, is going to hit the curb then on the right hand side here. Does actually a great job of staying here and not going into the gravel, going straight over. So obviously a lot slower now because of that. The black car here obviously has better pace from staying on the track, comes alongside, side by side, a little bump there, which isn't really too much of an issue. But then the white car here is just going to take the second part of the chicane, or the final part of the chicane here, as if no one is there at all, even though the black car is right beside them and they should be able to see it. And then get spun out for taking the corner, and will take both of them out and ruin both the races. So very easily on the white car there. So thanks for watching this. Let me know what you think of each incident in the comments, and let me know if I got it wrong, so I might have done. If you disagree with me, agree with me, let me know. If you like this content, be sure to like and subscribe, and check out everything else on my channel.